Over here?
No, you can just do it right. You can just do it right.
All right.
You can just do it. What? You fresh, ain't you? Look, check out. Y'all, hold on. Let me get this right here, so they can see how fresh you look. Like an entirely different person
Yep.
than last time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Look at you got you a little swag, don't you?
Oh, a little bit.
Huh?
A little bit. Comes with age, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hey, you keep it together. As long as you keep it together, you all right.
Yeah. See my streak up here? That's natural.
What is?
My gray streak? You see that?
Oh,
I've had
that's
that.
the only piece of gray streak in your
Yep,
whole
I've had
head?
it since I was about 20 years old. And
Yeah,
I tell
right.
everybody that's my wisdom. It comes in just right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
So when I
Okay.
dye my hair and stuff now, I kind of just pull it down and keep it separate because it don't die anyway. And it come
Yeah.
right back.
Yeah, but everybody that's unique though.
Yeah.
So I would never die.
Yeah.
That's how God separated you from everybody else.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. That's
he
like
broke the
that's like a
mold when he
birthmark.
made me.
Huh?
He broke the mold when he made me.
Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. I like the confidence. Hey,
Yeah.
as promised, when I met you over at that motel room with Katie, I told I was gonna get a video of you by yourself.
Right.
Let the people get to know you a little bit, and we were gonna go more into detail about your situation.
Okay.
Not you and Brian's situation.
Right.
We want to get to know you.
Okay.
So for the people who didn't see that video or may not remember,
Okay.
tell me your name and your age and where you're from.
My name is Holly. I'm 46 years old, and I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, but I grew up in Texas
Okay. You grew up in Texas.
until I was about 10, and then we moved back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when I spoke to you and you told me on the last video, you did speak real briefly about your childhood. You said you grew up in you had a good childhood. Your parents were addicts,
Yeah.
but you still didn't want for nothing. They made sure that they provided what you needed to survive, and you was happy.
Right.
Today I want to go a little bit in more detail about your childhood.
Okay.
Starting with your parents' addiction. What type of addiction they have?
Methamphetamine.
Okay, both of them was meth addicts.
Yeah, my dad, he manufactured meth in Texas in the
Oh,
80s.
you know how to make it.
Yeah. And so, like, well, in marijuana, I guess, they done both.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up, let's see, I knew, because I'm older than my brothers, so I knew, like, they were getting high before my brothers knew they were getting high. Like, when you go to school, you can't say nothing about what goes on at home, and you can only have certain friends over or stuff like that. But we always done things as a family, even though my dad and my mom were addicts. We always, like, on the weekends, we went camping. We always done family things, even though my dad owned his own shop right there on the property. So, like, he'd work on cars, he has his own weight room. So, but life was crazy because we always had, like, the Texas Rangers or the DEA knocking on the door, kicking the door in, taking dad to jail for minor stuff because they couldn't never find nothing big on him. But when we come back, I was 10 when we moved back to North Carolina because my mom's grandmother had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad moved us all back here, and my mom started drinking again. So when she started drinking again, my dad left. And so he left me and my brothers with my mom, but eventually he took my brothers, and I felt like, how could he leave us, like, bring us back here and then leave us, so I would never leave my mom. So the abuse my dad got from my mom, I started getting. So my mom was very abusive.
Right, and you saying as a child you didn't know, so your dad felt like you were taking your mom's side, so he's like, you know what, let's leave her there.
Right.
Because you didn't know, because you was a kid, you can't understand certain things.
And I was mad at him, I was mad at him because I
Right.
felt like he just abandoned us, and he left my mom, and
But as an adult, do you understand the situation now?
I understand it now. Yeah.
Do you blame him now? Because you said you were mad back then.
No.
How do you feel now?
I don't blame him.
You understood.
I
You
understand now. Yeah. Because I endured a lot of abuse from her when she would drink, and after my dad left, the different men that would be in and out of the home and stuff like that. So I realized that my mom's sober now, but like I realized she was sick.
Right.
She was.
Let me ask you something. When a child witnesses that kind of stuff, then they find out the truth. A lot of times they carry on a lot of baggage from being exposed to certain situations. Seeing your mom with different men and knowing that she abused your father, did that change your perception, or how do you view men? Because a lot of people, time when females grow up in an unhealthy environment, when there's a lot of men around, some of them might be in touch, some of them might be verbally abused, some of them might be beaten or certain things, they will never look at men the same.
Well, you know, I had a great dad, so like even though he had left, like over time I'd realized like when I started to endure the abuse that he endured, like I realized that, you know, it wasn't. So I don't see
didn't affect
men. No, I don't see
Okay.
men in a bad way. And when I guess I started doing drugs when I was like 16, and so my godfather actually made me go to my dad and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm doing, and you know, I want you to know. So so he was aware of the situation. So my dad sent me down and he talked to me and he said, you know, and I started smoking crack at 16.
Right.
So he said, I don't care like what goes on or whatever, but you don't never sell yourself short for this. So like, you know,
What do you mean? He mean like selling yourself?
Selling your ass.
Have you ever sold your ass before ever?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Not one time?
No. So that's what I was about to say. My dad, so that stuck with me.
Right.
You know, so my dad saying that to me, so I became a booster. So like,
Okay.
and I've got a bunch of charges, and you know, I've done time in prison for it, but I've never been a prostitute or anything
Right.
like that. You know.
That's good. Don't ever do it.
No.
Yeah. You made it this far. Don't ever do it.
Oh,
I like to see you get
absolutely.
yourself clean, but if you don't get clean, don't ever do that.
Right. And, you know, with my kids, like, you know, I was so mad at my mom and so angry at my mom for the way she had treated me. And when I started having kids, I said, you know, I'd never treat my kids like she treated me. You know, I'd never, and I can't say that I've ever whipped any of my kids, you know.
Okay. Right.
You know,
So your kids ain't never got a whipping before?
maybe from their dad.
Well, I definitely got whippings growing up. I think it did me some
Maybe
good.
from their dad, but
I think it
not
did me
from
some
me.
good.
Yeah.
I swear I think it did me some good. But no, I haven't never hit my son either.
Yeah.
But I will.
Yeah, if you have to. I mean,
If I got to, then hold up, because that's how I'm raised. And
Right.
sometimes, look,
Oh,
he
yeah.
get out of line. But my son's just a good guy, good kid so far. He's
Right.
only 4. But when he get a little older, he started.
Oh, yeah.
If he get out of line, I'll pop him now.
yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to. You know,
Yeah, I will.
sometimes
I
you
will.
have to.
Oh, yeah, look, I
You
will.
know, the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Shit, I will.
So-
But yeah, that's great. So at 16, you took your first hit of crack.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, actually, we were looking for pot, and we couldn't find no pot.
And your godmama bring it.
My mom's best friend said, you know, I can get this. So that's what we did.
Right. Okay, I remember that story.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. So that's how that happened. How did you feel the first time you ever hit it?
It really didn't affect me like you know, people peek out the windows and stuff like that. It really didn't do that. So, but over time, as our addiction progressed, it progressed. Like, yeah, the paranoia started
Right.
and stuff like
But
that.
the first
So
time, how did it feel?
it was nice. You know, it was relaxing the first time.
Oh, crack had you relaxed.
Yeah, it was relaxing.
Oh,
the
I ain't
first
never
time.
heard of them before. I
Yeah.
thought crack had you like amped up
No.
and looked like you say geeking and all that shit.
No.
I don't know.
Not the first time.
Not the first time?
No.
Oh, that's how it trick you, huh? That's how it trick you. First
Yeah.
time you have a good cool high, you be like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they say you're chasing that same high for the next 100 years.
100 years, yep. Yep.
That's what they say.
Yep. And that's about how it was, you know, until, well, I guess I switched addictions. I went
Yeah.
from crack to pain pills, you know, and then when I had my wreck, I detoxed in jail, and that, you know, and, I detoxed in jail, and that was the worst ever, you know, coming off in pain pills. They had me in a drunk tank and, you know, just a mat in the floor and a grate in the floor and I was so sick,
Right.
sick. So, and that broke me from that. So, but then, let's see, it progressed, and then after that, I stayed clean for 11 years.
Yeah, you told me.
I stayed clean for 11 years, and then I met a man and started doing heroin. So the past 4 years of my life, I'm clean from it now, but past 4 years of my life have been turned upside down due to heroin addiction, you know.
Right.
Never experienced homelessness before, but during my heroin addiction, absolutely. Like,
Right.
I lived in a tent in Greensboro, like, you know, you don't know where you're going to sleep. You don't
Oh,
know
okay. You said you never been homeless until
my
you started a heroin addiction.
Yeah, my heroin addiction.
So you stayed in the tent. Mm-hmm. You stayed in the tent with the guy that was in the car with you when it happened.
No.
Okay,
No,
let's back up a little bit so everybody won't get confused.
Yeah.
Okay, you did an interview with a guy named Brian.
Yep.
Brian, your high school sweetheart.
Right.
Y'all was 16 years old, started smoking crack together.
Yep.
Stayed together for a very long time. Y'all had 4 kids.
Right.
Okay. You went to jail, went to prison, came home, seen Brian. It didn't work out. Went to rehab, stayed clean for 11 years.
Right.
During that 11 years, you met a good guy that loved you, had a little money, and all that.
We bought a house together. I had my own business. And him and my kids started not to get along, my oldest son. So he wanted me to put him and his family out, and I just couldn't do it. So instead of putting them out, I left.
You left him?
Yep.
During the interview, you said you left him because there was another guy offering you the lifestyle that you was more accustomed to.
Well,
and during the interview, you didn't say nothing. It wasn't for the kids. You say,
right.
Well, Brian really said it.
Yeah, it was. Well, he said it.
He said it was a guy.
Yeah.
That did get high.
Yeah.
And like to party and things like that, and you end up leaving a good guy for this guy.
Right. Well, I didn't know at first he was addicted to heroin. I thought just like, well, he was on methadone, so I thought, maybe it was pain pills or something like that. But then, it gradually, he finally opened up to me and said it was heroin.
Right. And then, talk about the accident with him.
Oh, it wasn't with him. The accident was right before him.
It went with this guy?
The accident was, a guy named Jody was in that.
So it wasn't a good guy, and it wasn't a guy who got you on heroin?
No.
Oh, it was another guy?
Yeah. We were together briefly. He was living with me. I lived out in Pleasant Garden. He moved in my grandma's house with me. My brother Sam, we were together probably 6 months. It wasn't long. My brother Sam had called me from High Point and said, Holly, I need you to come pick me up. My girlfriend wrecked my car. If you don't come get me, I'm going to go to jail. So I said, let me wash the hair color out of my hair, and I'll be on my way. Yeah.
That heel kind of hurt.
And I'll be on my way.
Feet.
And so got in the car and got going down the road, which Jody had sat at the kitchen table and drank almost a whole fifth of vodka before we left, in less than 30 minutes. So he'd always been like kind of, he would try to play with the steering wheel or grab the steering wheel when we were riding down the road, just playing. But this day, I got off one exit before where I thought my brother was at the Exxon, but I was one exit too early. So he said, get back on the highway and come down one more exit and get off. Well, when I got back on the highway, Jody just reached over and yanked the steering wheel.
Why?
He didn't say nothing, just grabbed the steering wheel, yanked it.
Y'all weren't arguing, wasn't no arguments or nothing?
Nope. And we fishtailed and hit the guardrail on the left-hand side.
For no reason, he just reached over?
Yep, just reached over.
You feel like he committed suicide?
I don't know. I mean,
if there wasn't no reason for it.
Yeah, there wasn't no reason for it. He just reached over and yanked it, and we flipped 3 times, and it threw him out of the sunroof. He didn't have a seatbelt on.
Did you go to the hospital?
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's what led to the pain pills.
Yeah, well, no. Well, I went to the hospital. No, the pain pills was, like, right in the midst of all that. I went to the hospital, and I had kidney stones. So I was on pain pills prescribed from the doctor because I had kidney stones. And, the cops were like, we need your blood. We don't need your blood. You don't give it to us. We're going to get a warrant for it. And I was like...
Why? To see if you was high when you were driving?
See if I was drunk.
Oh, see if you were drunk.
So I knew I hadn't been drinking, so I said, go ahead. And, it came back with pain pills in my system. So they gave me a DWI of a substance and took me straight to jail.
And they gave you a manslaughter charge?
Yeah. Involuntary manslaughter and felony death by vehicle.
Even though he reached over there and grabbed the steering wheel?
Yeah, because
But you couldn't prove it?
Couldn't prove it. And we were the only 2 in the car.
So they just said, you know what, you was high and you driving impaired, and this is what happened.
Right.
It was all your fault. It wouldn't have shit to do with nobody grabbing the steering wheel. To them.
To them.
To them.
To them.
Damn, that's sad.
Yeah.
Okay, then right then you met the other guy.
The good guy.
That you ended up getting 4 kids by the next guy. Because you said you had 4 kids by Brian, 4 more kids.
Yeah, I have 4 other kids. 2 of them are by a guy named Kevin, and then, actually 3 other kids. 2 of them are by a guy named Kevin, and then I have another Kevin. I have 2 Kevins.
Baby daddy? You got 2 baby daddies by name Kevin?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, you like them Kevins, huh?
I guess. I said I do everything in double.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's right. So let me ask you something. So what's the biggest thing that you done lost? Well, you talk about some of the damage and consequences behind your drug addiction.
Okay.
Outside of the death of the vehicle, and the
Okay.
things that we already know about.
I lost my kids.
All 8.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost them, which I got, we got the first 4 back. So, but the last kids I adopted 2 of the boys out,
Right.
and
To
then
people you know.
yeah, to people I know. It
Okay.
was a set adoption. I picked, people I know, and the little girl I had last, she's adopted out too.
The two.
She's 5 now.
Oh, it was somebody else. So they got
Yeah.
a 4-month-old daughter. It was a girl named Lisa.
Well, I have a 3-month-old granddaughter.
No, it was a girl named Lisa that said she
Okay.
had a 4-month daughter. I
Yeah.
think she said she was 40, 46, and she got a 2-month-old daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't you. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So how your relationship be with your kids?
I have a good relationship with my kids. I've always been very open with them.
Okay.
Very open with them about my addiction, about everything that's went on.
Right.
Because it ain't no use to lie about it.
They go,
you know,
yeah. Your mama lied to you. You end up,
Right.
Then you end up. I get it. So what? Any more other damage or consequences?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wound up homeless. My life turned upside down. I lost. I left a great guy.
Who was that, Brian?
No. Well, yeah. It tore up mine and Brian's relationship too. Our drug addiction.
So what's up with you and Brian? Why y'all ain't back together? I mean, he over here next time I see y'all together.
It just
give it a shot.
No, it won't work.
Huh?
Well, it's just been too much in between, Like,
Yeah, too much that happened since y'all been
between.
gone.
Yeah.
To try to fix it.
Yeah.
It's over with. So it's best to just stay
Yeah,
friends.
and we're both we're best friends now. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. We can hang out, we can chill together, but we're both in, I guess, different.
But y'all be together every day, all day.
Most of the time. Well, not most of the time. He does his own thing, but if I need him, he'll come.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all lived together. Oh, you living with Hollywood now?
Yeah, I stay here.
Brian, no?
No.
Did you and Hollywood stay in here right now?
And, well, Katie was
No,
just
well,
here.
Katie been gone for a week, so you
Yeah.
been here just you and Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, Hollywood, you keep them old bag of tricks.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. I ain't gonna hold you hostage. I appreciate your time. Before I end the interview, I remember the last advice you gave the kids. Try to give them something different this time. To keep kids from choosing the drugs. What type of advice would you give them to stop them?
To listen to your parents.
Oh, Hollywood, keep them a bag
Listen
of
to your
tricks.
parents, because you might not think they're right, but most of the time they're always right. In the long run, it'll save you a lot of.
Right. I think it was the same
grief.
advice you gave them last time.
No, I said stay in school.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I guess everybody be saying the same things. Stay in school and listen to your parents. Well, and it's good because it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. It's true. I can accept that, and it's good. That's good advice. That's probably what the kids need to hear more than anything anyway.
Church is good too. Church, going to church.
Yeah.
Finding a good home church. That's good.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I think the best that I've ever, really lived in my life is when I was going to church and following Christ, and
Right.
So yeah.
That's good. Listen, I appreciate your time. I got something for you, man. We need to stay in contact. I need you to get my number.
Okay, absolutely.
That way you can call me on your own.
Okay.
You ain't got to keep going Hollywood and nobody else is saying, hey,
Okay.
call this guy, or get an update. I think my viewers like you. We're going to see if we can get weekly updates on you.
Okay.
See how they go.
All right.
And we'll go from there.
Okay.
God bless you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Hollywood.